Hey everyone, this is your stimulus update and stimulus package update for today, Tuesday, October 27th, 2020. And we're getting closer to the election. There's only a few more days, less than 2 weeks until the presidential election coming up. And it seems to be getting slimmer and slimmer in terms of a stimulus package actually getting voted on and passed before the election actually happened. What is going to happen with the amounts of the stimulus checks that are being discussed? What is being discussed inside those stimulus package deals? Nancy Pelosi, Steve Mnuchin continue to have talks, and we're going to go over exactly what they're saying. Hey everyone, my name is Randy. Welcome to the Late Night Grind. This is a brand new YouTube channel. I'd appreciate it if you would go ahead and subscribe, as well as give it a like, give it a thumbs up. That would really help out with the YouTube algorithm and help promote smaller channels like myself to grow. This is going to be a stimulus update that unfortunately it just doesn't give a lot of firm answers. It's one of those things where now we've seen the news come out. The Senate has left for their recess. They're going to go campaign either for the president or for their own seats. And they will not be coming back to Washington unless they are going to vote on something. So where does that leave us? That leaves us in the hands of Nancy Pelosi and Steve Mnuchin. They've had pressure on them to get this deal passed for weeks, if not months now. The things that they're talking about, the Democrats are pushing a $2.2 trillion package. The Republicans are now at about $1.9 trillion, which is inched up from originally $1 trillion to 1.6 to 1.8. Now it's at 1.9. They seem to be giving a little more ground than the Democrats do. Nancy Pelosi's really dug in her heels into the ground in terms of what she wants the actual funding to go for. She keeps saying things that the Republicans are moving the goalposts. Steve Mnuchin laughed and said, no, she's the one that's actually moving the goalposts in terms of getting a deal done. Earlier last week, Steve Mnuchin actually said that the Republicans and even Donald Trump said things like testing, tracing, and issues that Nancy Pelosi had wanted funds to go for, she says the Republicans didn't want. Well, Steve Mnuchin said, no, we'll agree to your testing and tracing plan. That's not a problem. Let's just work on the language. They've been working on the language, and Nancy Pelosi still says, no, we're only about halfway there in terms of the language revolving around funds for testing and tracing. It just doesn't seem to be getting any closer. Supposedly, they have about a 45-minute to 1 hour talk every single day. Mitch McConnell said he will call back all the members of Congress and the Senate if there is something to vote on. That is a good news. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like it's going to be getting done before the election. So what does that mean for after the election? Right now, that's anybody's guess. There's a lot of opinions just flying around. I'm just trying to give you the news of things that were actually discussed and things that are actually on the table. And right now, we've actually gone over a lot of what that is. $1,200 stimulus checks for adults, either $500 or possibly $1,000 stimulus checks for dependents. Of course, there's things like unemployment, LWA that are also in the stimulus package. And a lot of different things. The package that they have, both the Democrats and Republicans, are almost the same. There's really only 2 or 3 things that they're not agreeing upon. Testing, tracing being one of them. Funding for schools being another one, as well as cities and states being another one. And honestly, they're only about maybe 5 to 10% apart if you're just looking at straight dollars. So it looks like we're close. And I know this doesn't sound like necessarily good news because there's really no hard answers, but it is what it is. So what we have is Nancy Pelosi saying that she thinks they could still get a deal agreed upon by the end of the week. What that means is if Steve Mnuchin, Nancy Pelosi agree on something, they will call the senators back in to have a vote. Obviously, it will take a couple of days to do that, but there's a possibility, a very small possibility, that something could get voted on before the election. But again, it's those couple sticking points that they've been sticking points now for close to 2 to 3 months. It's just unfortunate. It's really unfortunate. You're seeing the economic impacts of lockdowns and things like that really starting to hit home. Unemployment rate was getting better and better. It seems to have stalled or plateaued a little bit. Wall Street is now taking a dip. And it's taken dips before and it's come right back. So we'll have to see what happens coming into this more commercial holiday season. Hopefully we get some good news soon. But like I said, Stick around, check out my channel for updates. As soon as we get some good news or get some more updates, I will be sure to put out another video reviewing that. All right, guys, that's going to be it for today. Like I said, don't forget to subscribe. Give this video a thumbs up. I'd appreciate it. And I'd like to hear your comments, your honest thoughts. I can see in the comments of some other videos similar to these updates, it's just a lot of negativity amongst the population, and for good reason. I wish the members of Congress would really scroll through comments once in a while. They would really see what the American people are actually going through. All right, guys, that's going to be it for today. See you on the next video.